Hey, what's going on, you foodies? Hopefully, you guys are having an awesome day or an awesome week or whenever you guys are watching this. So, today we're going to go ahead and do a classic cream puff. There's a couple ways to make this, but I'm going to go ahead and make the French method when it comes to the puff pastry. But if you guys don't feel up to doing that, you can go ahead and buy the store one, and you just skip to this time right here, and pretty much you just go right into making the cream for the cream puff. But with this, we're going to do a French method, which requires 2 parts. So let's get going, everybody. First thing, we're going to go ahead for this 2-part of puff pastry. This is a real French one. We're going to make the beurrage. So here we're going to take 3 cups of softened butter. Once we get that good and whipped a little bit, we're going to go and take a cup of flour. This is going to help you knead it into like a little bit of a dough once we start folding this in. So once that goes in, we're going to go and we're going to need to cool this down. So take a square pan, line it with some cling wrap or saran wrap. We're going to go and put that in there and just pretty much just press it down to a flat square. It's about an inch or so all the way around. And we're going to go ahead and refrigerate this for about an hour to 2. Once we put that into the fridge, we're going to go ahead and start on the body of the puff pastry, which is the détrempe. So here we're going to take 4 cups or 600 grams of all-purpose flour. We're going to do 1 cup of cool water or 250 milliliters. We're going to do a cup and a half of unsalted butter, room temp, or 130 grams. Then goes 1 tablespoon or 12 grams of sugar, 2 teaspoons of salt or 10 grams, and then 1 tablespoon of lemon juice. This is very important. Then we're gonna go ahead and put our dough hook in there. Normally I don't like doing this, doing a dough hook. I usually like to fill it on my hands, but here, since this dough is a little bit sticky, it's gonna make everything a little bit better. But if your dough becomes a little bit, it's too wet, add a little bit more flour in there until you get a nice consistency like this. Now that we got this ready to go, we're gonna pretty much just wrap this up and put this in the fridge for about 2 hours. You kind of want to fold it into a little bit of a square. So once that goes, I'll catch up with you guys later. Now that we got both parts chilled and ready to go, we're gonna take the beurrage and then we're gonna go and pretty much generously flour this because it's butter still, and then we're gonna roll this out to about a 1/4 inch. You gotta make sure you're gonna flour everything. Don't be scarce on the flour. Flour your rolling pin and everything because it's gonna start sticking like it did here, and then you kind of want to flip it so the next side isn't getting stuck too. So once we get this a good roll out about a 1/4 inch, we're gonna go and take our German, I can't pronounce it, I'm sorry, I'm not French, and then we're gonna go put this in the center and fold it over, and we're gonna press down. This is gonna take some work, but once we got it nice and going, pretty much we're gonna fold this back into each other. You're only gonna get about 2 folds per because you don't want to strike up too much of the gluten development because this is not bread, this is a puff pastry. So here you see I got the folds, flipped it over, and then I floured everything again and started rolling it out. See, as you do it more, it's gonna get a little bit easier to deal with, but after the second fold, we can go ahead and pretty much wrap this up again, and then we're gonna let this chill for about 2 hours each time. And you're gonna do this 3 times. On the last time, you're only gonna fold it 1 time. You're gonna let this chill. So, I'll catch up with y'all when we're ready to get this far. While our baby's chilling out, we're gonna go ahead and get our whipped custard cream done. So here I took 200 milligrams or about 2 cups of heavy whipping cream, and I took 2 tablespoons of vanilla bean paste here. If you don't have paste, you can go ahead and use extract if you want. I just like the taste of it. Then I took 6 egg yolks, whisked them up, get a nice, make sure everything's mixed up. Then I took 80 grams of sugar, got that in there, got a nice texture from that once everything's whisked together. Then I took 36 grams of flour and mixed that in there. This is gonna give it a nice little bit of thick consistency. Then we're gonna set that to the side. Once our milk gets steaming hot, we're gonna start tempering. That's what it's called, tempering our egg yolks. This is gonna stop it from turning into scrambled eggs, basically. So here, we're gonna do a little bit at a time and give it a whisk. Then we're gonna add a little bit more. Once you get about 3/4 of the way, or I would say maybe a little bit more, 1/3, you can go ahead and add the rest and then just mix it in. And then we're gonna return this back to the heat, put it on low. We're gonna cook this until it gets nice and thick. This is gonna be our basis for our custard. Once this starts to thicken up, we're gonna pretty much just pour this into a little pan or a little thing and put saran wrap over the top of it so it doesn't create that nasty like skin over it. And then we're gonna put this in the fridge to chill for however long. So now we're gonna move on to our next fold and flip, I guess. I don't really want to call it, but pretty much you're gonna be doing the same thing. Anything special. It's just gonna get a little bit easier, the dough itself, because it's gonna be a little bit easier to apply. But don't forget to flour everything because this is gonna still be pretty sticky. Here we're gonna perform our last press and fold. Then I'm gonna show you what you guys are missing right here. So you see them layers of butter and the dough itself. This is what we're looking for. When this cooks, it's gonna pretty much spring up and give you that nice croissant taste. So here we're gonna make our little cream puff that goes in the center. This is gonna help you make room and bake into the actual cream puff itself. To get this going, we're gonna go take 120 milliliters of milk, 50 milliliters of water. We're gonna get that nice and steamy. Then we're gonna throw 30 grams of unsalted butter in there, melt that down. Then we're gonna take 100 grams of actual AP flour. We're gonna give that a good mix up. It's kind of gonna turn into a paste. You're gonna pretty much kind of try to cook out that floury taste. You get this nice and steamy. Then once that happens, we're gonna move this into a bowl. Then we're gonna crack 2 eggs into this. If your actual little flour mixture is not hot enough, it's not gonna cook up the way you want it because you want this to be a little bit thicker. If need to, you can put this back onto the stove and kind of mix this up. You don't want it to cook too much, but mix this up. So now we're gonna start rolling these bad boys out. Here, it's gonna be a little bit hard to roll, but you're gonna pretty much just roll it out and get, I would say, I don't even know, less than 1/4 of an inch thick. To make this easier, I cut this up a little bit more. Also, you don't have to use this whole setup at one time because it will freeze up. So you can just use a little bit at a time. Once it's done, we're gonna pretty much cut this into equal squares. You don't have to be as precise as I was trying to be. I have a really bad OCD with that. Once that happens, we're gonna go and start assembling our puff pastry itself. I'll roll these out a little bit flatter, just because I want them a little bit flatter. Just gonna make them bake a little bit faster. So pretty much took a pan, saran wrapped it, and pretty much just put these in a layers. We're gonna chill these out, get these nice and cold. You don't want them frozen, but you want them nice and chilled. So after we get them nice and chilled, we're gonna take some water, spray it on there, just gonna help it stick to each other. You're gonna take that little bit of flour mixture that we have, and we can pretty much just pipe it on like this, and we're gonna fold them over like little Christmas presents or little wrapping paper, I guess. And then you're gonna fold these over just like this, and we're gonna bake these about 350 for about 20 to 30 minutes, depending on how big your actual pastry is. After that, we're gonna go ahead and let these cool. Once these cool down, we're gonna take and poke a hole in them. So hopefully you guys went and enjoyed this video, and if you guys did, don't forget to hit that like button or that thumbs up button. And if you're new here, hopefully this video helps you learn a little bit more food, and so you guys don't miss out on any more videos, go ahead and smash that subscribe button and hit that bell notification. Really helps me out since I'm a smaller YouTube channel. So hopefully I see you guys back next time. Peace.